All right, I think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Welcome to a special Friday evening session. It's a makeup session where I come back on to finish up all the readings from the earlier evening session that I did not get to. You'll notice in the description box of the video, I have a list of all of the readings I'm going to complete in this session. After I'm done with the stream, I will post a pinned comment listing the order in which I completed everything, plus timestamps. So you can click on your timestamp, take you directly to your reading. So we will jump in. I have quite a few donations to start off with, so these take a little bit of more time. And then we'll get into the free readings, which are 1 to 2 cards, which move quicker. But if you want to check back after the stream to, find your timestamp, you can do that. Or if you want to follow along, um, you're more than welcome to do that too. Always learn so much listening to everyone else's readings myself. So feel free to do that. All right. So um, I think that's everything. I'm not taking any, I don't have a chat because I'm not taking any new questions for this session, but I will be back tomorrow morning and Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, plus tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time if you want to check in then for new questions. All right. So let us get all situated here and we will get started. So, SUDESHNA GHOSH, thank you so much for your generosity and waiting for this session to complete your questions. And hope you're sleeping well. You might even be waking up now on the other side of the planet. But let us jump in here. We do have 7 for you, so you'll be up first. And so you've ordered a shirt and chocolates for his birthday. Will he accept the gifts? And then how will he react and feel? Right. So, based on current energies, will they accept it? And then what are their feelings around it? All right. All right. I don't want the bottom of the deck for this one. So will he accept the gifts? Yep. 6 of Pentacles, this equal giving and receiving energy, and the 5 of Swords. I do feel like they will accept the gifts. Let me move my, I think I bumped into my thing there. There we go. Because the 6 of Pentacles is equal giving and receiving, but I feel like where they're conflicted on the inside because they do like to be a giver, and receiving is a challenge for them, receiving from other people, especially if they don't feel like they've given or outgiven you first. So I feel like they will accept it and they're going to be joyful. Well, we'll see how they react and feel. But I feel like they are conflicted on accepting it, going, it might deflect a little bit. No, 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 you shouldn't have kind of stuff. But, they need to receive gifts just like everyone else because the good feeling that we feel in giving, we want other people to feel too in giving. So learning to receive is a hard one for us. I know even for me, I still struggle receiving. My host, she's so giving. Like we'll go to the grocery store and she's like, I'll buy you just have a couple groceries. I'll buy those. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't argue with me. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. I've really learned to receive, and she's also been learning to receive as well. So it's always a good thing for overgivers to learn to receive, right? I know it's uncomfortable, but we'll learn. How will he react and feel? Ace of Swords. There's some good clarity coming in here. I like this type of energy that's coming in. And with the Judgment card too, I feel like they're seeing things a little clearer, and I feel like they're going, "Oh, wow." I feel like they're getting a lot of acknowledgement about how you feel about them. And the 7 of Wands, they do feel like someone on a hill shining bright. They feel very uplifted, very like special, someone up on a hill shining bright and people are, you know, um in a way it's like someone on stage that's being applauded. It's that kind of energy where they feel very blessed by it. So it's good energy. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of, you know, you know, because I feel like there's a lot going on at the time, and so they don't have a whole lot of time to really process a lot of things. But I feel like at least that's coming in there. All right. So that's for number one. Oop, let's give you a fortune cookie for each one of these two. Where do we want? I feel like we're going to go for the Dreamers deck for this one. Okay. Yeah. So I like this. I am worthy. Here's that giving and receiving energy of like the Six of Pentacles, which says, I know that I deserve wonderful things. Say it again. I know that I deserve wonderful things. So that just reiterates what I was talking about before. They're like, I deserve these things. I deserve these things. They're trying to convince themselves. It's okay to receive. It's okay to receive. That's funny. All right. And then number two is, shall you tell him on his birthday that your bond is special to you and you're grateful to meet him? If so, how does he feel and react? Or should you just normally wish him a happy birthday? Let's take a look. There's no shoulds from Spirit's standpoint. It's all about different choices with different outcomes and different experiences here. So let's take a look here and just see if you tell him about about it. How will he feel and react? And let's see here first, what energy is around that so that you can see that. And then I do feel like this is how they feel and react. And then what is the energy if you just wish him a happy birthday? Just, uh, do just that. I thought, oh, it was like just one card. Like, no, there's one more around that. Again, they don't want to look at the bottom energy for this one. So if you do tell them what kind of energy, well, I mean, sun shining bright, one of the most victorious cards in it all. Queen of Pentacles, abundance and birth. So very positive energies of success and abundance around doing it. How will he feel and react? Definitely, Knight of Swords gets a movement both of communication and thinking. The Prince of Wands, which is Page of Wands, which is a new passion, new energy, and the Five of Pentacles. It does spawn a little bit of fear of like not being enough. It's the lack energy, fear of being left behind, being left on the cold, not being enough, kind of energy that comes in. And it seems to be a theme with them about, this I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy energy. Um, the fear of not being enough for who you are. But there is good energy. It gives a lot of communication. It does spark things here. But of course, there's always that, oh no, the fear of loss, right? What if, you know, things don't work out, then I'll lose a great friend and someone else. So that fear is being brought up. Oh no, here it is, the thing I've been, fearing about. Well, here it is. You got to deal with it, buddy. Now, if you just wish them a happy birthday, King of Wands here, underneath that surface is the Magician. So both of these energies is like, I almost feel like with this wish upon a star here, you will always wonder, what if I did? What if I didn't? And there is this, it's just a matter of time that you're not going to be able to stand it anymore and you're going to need to express it. And it's good to just know, I mean, if you have these feelings and they're not going to go away, you know, I know it's hard because we're like, but I don't want to lose them out of my life. But if we look at it as, you know, the King of Wands is, I need to choose what I want and I need to make a plan. And I feel like sharing it with someone, I know it's one of the scariest things to do because we fear rejection of our human, right? What if they don't feel the same? Well, then you won't be wasting energy focusing on them. You'll be focusing on yourself. You'll move forward, and then someone who is going to be that equal for you will be there. So it's kind of like you know, if you don't, you're just going to keep investing a lot of energy with the King of Wands and the Magician, both holding magic wands. You're going to be investing a lot of energy and wondering what would have happened if I wouldn't, and then you're going to be investing energy going, I wonder, I wonder, I wonder, instead of using it to grow together or focus your energy somewhere else, right? So I feel like it's a lot of this a nudge from spirit saying, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but they're really encouraging you to share, face your fears. What are you afraid of? And if it doesn't turn out the same, and then you're like, give me back that shirt and those chocolates. No, I was kidding. That's funny. Let's see what your fortune cookie is. Yeah, readjustments. Then you'll readjust, right? It says overcoming obstacles, soulmates, romance, affection, support, and comfort. Your level of self control is sufficient to make things right. On the horizon is the possibility of beginning a new romantic or platonic friendship, as well as the chance to begin life anew with a person from one's past. Everything will fall into place. Well, that's the whole thing is like what is meant for you won't pass you by if you talk to them and share it and they're like, I really like you too. I just don't feel in that way. And you're like, oh, that's all right. No problem at all. It's good to know, and then you won't waste energy anymore on pursuing something that's going to be a dead end. You'll focus it on what you're wanting to do. But I feel like facing your fears is an important part of all this for you. All right. So that is for that one. Then for number three, you want to know what are his true feelings and intentions for you. So right now, based on current energies, what are his current feelings? Okay. And then what are his intentions? Okay. So the bottom energy on this one is the King of Pentacles. I do feel like they're in this place of really wanting to build their security and build their physical life in the outside world. So I feel like a lot of their energy is on that right now, just as an underlying knowledge to know that. Their true feelings, they are a bit of a hermit right now. Four of Pentacles even is about home. Um, it feels like a lot of their feelings, a lot of their emotions are focused on being to themselves. There's something going on at home that's drawing a lot of their attention. Yeah. And even with that hermit card, they've got the high priestess. And I feel like they feel like they're the hermit. They feel like you're a high priestess because the high priestess goes away to her high priestess temple by herself to understand herself, to connect to the higher realms and look behind the veil. Both of you, it seems like their feelings are that both of you are in a big kind of uh, I don't know if withdrawn is a good word, but it's like very inner focused on what's going on in your lives. Here's that 5 of Pentacles. So their feelings are, uh, that fears of being left behind, not being enough, not having enough, not being who you want them to be, but also that they may not be enough for you either. Um, so interesting. Let's see what these intentions are. This might give us some clarity too. The 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, all these tens. And what's the underlying energy? Yeah, the dream come true and the 3 of Swords too. So underlying energy about this fear of heartbreak, the fear of not living up to a dream. And I feel like their intentions, this is what's holding them back. That 5 of Pentacles leaks over into all this because when you think a 10 is endings and beginnings, the 10 of Swords is trying to let go of expectations and free ourselves from, trying to be who everyone wants us to be and all those expectations. The 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, there's a lot of this energy here of um, investing a lot in. And what I mean by these expectations, they had these before they even met you. This long list of things they think everyone wants from them. And the 10 of Wands is the amount of energy that they're investing trying to live up to everyone's expectations. And the Star card is like a dream come true, and the 3 of Swords is like failure of making the dream come true, the failure of living up to everyone's expectations. I feel like there's so much right now that they don't have, like, specific intentions towards you. They're trying to accomplish all of this pressure that they have on from all these different directions that they don't have specific intentions towards you at this time because they are so focused on this King of Pentacles, which is trying to build this foundation of, security in the outside world, meaning money, if they need a home or, those types of things. But I feel like they're just so scattered with so many different directions of all the energy. Kind of feel like this brings up that personal reading we did, right? I feel like they're because I'm getting bits and pieces that reading coming in because this sounds kind of familiar. A lot of this stuff that we're kind of doing here, but I feel like this is like it's kind of reinforcing a lot of not a lot has changed from them in that well I think one of those you ask here um yeah, I think the next question you have is about um any energy shifts. So we'll find out if there's any has there been a change, but I feel like for the biggest part their intentions haven't changed, and their feelings feel kind of as well suppressed in a way because of those fears that they have. And I don't feel like they understand their true feelings that are there. So we're focusing more on what feelings are is he aware of and what intentions is he aware of. And I feel like they're just kind of it feels like more they're reacting through life right now instead of being able to respond and make plans for life. That's where they feel like there's just so much happening around them. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what the Dreamers deck brings in here for your fortune cookie here. Yeah. I am magnetic. And this is I know that I will attract everyone and everything aligned with my purpose. So there is that energy of them going, I'm trying to draw everything to me and I feel like they're not acting outward because there's so much about things are being drawn to them right now that they're just again in reaction mode instead of planning mode, if that makes sense. All right, hopefully. Anyway, that's what's for that one. Number 4 is what to expect in this connection in the upcoming time. We'll do it based on current energies as of this moment. And then you want to know any progress and any energy shifts. Right. Okay. So, all right. Thank you. All these cards falling out. All right. Any progress in any energy shifts? Okay. So, what to expect in the upcoming connection? You have the Three of Cups, which is joy, celebration, gatherings of people. We have the Queen of Pentacles too, which is the card you got if you, um, share your feelings. That one that we got right, and I think that's the one that we had here. But this is about birthing and abundance and Mother Nature, Mother Nurturing type energy. So it feels very, what you can expect right now is an energy of feeling abundant, feeling full, feeling joyful. And this Three of Cups, again, it's like a circle of friends. So it's like that's what you can expect right now with these two as well. So what we have here. Ooh, okay. Also clarity and dropping expectations around lovers here. The lovers card is a relationship, but the devil card is about questioning long held beliefs about supposed to be's and should be's and need be's and have to be's and must be's, and releasing these expectations about who they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to act, what a relationship is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be created, how it's supposed to. It's like the intentions, it's like, does there have to be any? The expectations I have on myself on who I'm supposed to be. There's like this clarity that comes in because the more we focus on want and need, the further we push things away, right? The more we focus on gratitude for who someone is and what something is, the more it grows, the more we are looking at it. It's not what I want it to be, that's lack energy. And then I want more, I need more, but that actually gives us more lack in it than it draws it to us. So I feel like it's important here that you're learning a lot. What can you expect in the connection is let go of expectations. The more you expect, the more lack you get. The more you have gratitude and you let go of expectations, the bigger things become. So it's amazing how that works. Any progress right now? You have the Seven of Wands along with the Ten of Swords. Yep, and here's the Ten of Swords is about letting go of expectations. Again, the letting go of the people pleasing, what everything is supposed to be. And the Seven of Wands is, I feel like the progress is that you're learning to be more in tune with who you are. Let me just be true to myself. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to express who I am and let go of all these expectations of, all these other things, because those are the things, the expectations like we're talking about is what pushes everything away. So the progress is here is um, in letting go of more and more and more expectations because I don't feel like there's progress on them coming forward. We'll see if there's energy shifts with these last four cards. But I feel like they're saying here is the progress is made as you let go of expectations. If you focus in on the expectations, you're actually pushing it further away. Any energy shifts? We've got the Judgment card, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve them anymore. I feel like they are working on their fears, so there's internal progress with them on their own life, letting go of those expectations and trying to free themselves from the cage that they feel that they're in. We do have the Moon energy and the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is patience. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. The Moon card is there is emotion flowing below the surface. And I do feel like this energy of this last Sagittarius full moon, which was expanding the, you know, emotional energy, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the expander planet. And so when the full moon in Sagittarius is expanding of emotion, plus Jupiter moved into Cancer. Cancer rules over the moon. Again, that same combination, but it's going to be in that for quite a while. Jupiter in Cancer, I think it's like, is it for a year? Something like that. But it's going to be impacting us for a while. So I do feel like their emotional heart is expanding, but I feel like it's not specifically toward you, but they're becoming aware of their emotions. And the energy shift is within them, but not between the two of you. But that's where it needs to begin You're working on you, they're working on them. That's where the progress and the shift is happening. And that's good because that's why we have all these mirrors around us to help us expand ourselves, not to have someone become a part of us, but to share our lives with, right? And so I feel like this is a big message is about you expanding your inner self right now. Let's see here. For this fortune cookie, let's go to the angel numbers here. Okay. So for this one, you've got unique skills. Yeah. See, 1441, this mirroring energy, showing yourselves to each other. Yeah, life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty. It says it's that time of intense self development. Focus your mind on your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up in your career or business is a priority now. And that kind of feels like the energy that both of you are kind of focusing on your getting your careers going, getting your lives going. Both of you have that kind of energy going on as well. All right, take a quick sip here. Let's go into number 5. Are you meant to be together? And will you end up together? Is he your divine counterpart? Let's take a look here and see here. So is it fated that you guys are absolutely going to end up together, right? Let's see, anything else on this one too? All right. So let's see what we have here. So we've got a lot of swords energy. You got the justice card here that has the ace of swords here, and the knight of swords is on a quest for the ace of swords. So this is a quest and to be able to see things from a higher perspective, clarity around life. So this isn't a like a fated relationship that you guys, regardless of whatever choices you guys make in your life, that you're going to be in this fated relationship. Every lifetime it can be different, right? There are some lifetimes before we come down we're like absolutely, when you're looking at all the paths of life, of all the choices you can make, it's like it's more like a blob. It's like the same person, but at different paths and different times. You can meet them early or later based on your choices, but you're going to end up together, right? That's a fated relationship. Then there's other ones where depending on whatever route we go, we can end up with this person. If we choose all these, we end up with this person. All these choices, we end up with this person. So we can end up with different people in some lifetimes. That's the kind of lifetime I feel like you guys are having, that it is a possibility that you could end up with them as one of your soul partners, someone that you would end up with the rest of your life, but it's not guaranteed. It's not a fated one that it's the absolutely one person that you'd end up with. And quite honestly, in this iteration of humanity, a lot of times um, it's a lot less fated than we are taught to believe that it is. Like, oh, you end up with a soulmate. It's like we actually, one of the things that draws us to earth is we love possibility. We love the power of choice and the adventure, not going, well, regardless, we're going to end up with that one. It's like, depending on our choices, it can depend on who we end up with. Ooh, how fun and exciting to our soul. I know for us, we're like, no, I want a playbook and I want to know exactly who it is and blah, 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 blah. But the mystery of this life is one of the things that draws us here. When we're down here, it kind of drives us crazy sometimes, I know. But when we realize and we can embrace the adventure, then we can enjoy it more instead of living a lot out of fear, right? Let's see what else they want you to know here. You have the sun card, like you said, there's this brightness around here. And the Seven of Pentacles, just a matter of patience and time. There's fruition, and based on the sun, the Leo inner child energy, it's about reflecting and growing too. The Justice card and Knight of Swords is understanding and understanding ourselves more, gaining a lot of awareness around ourself and self-reflection. When we get the Seven of Pentacles or a Patience card, and all the swords energy, it tells us that things go slow to give us an opportunity to question our long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, to free ourselves from it, to allow us to understand and grow and raise our love vibration through seeing things from that different perspectives instead of from that place of expectation and small t truths rooted in fear, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough or good enough, fear of failure, all that delicious fear energy we come here to experience. But this mirroring, this again, the sun shines a bright light onto areas of our life so we can see it. So things are going slow here to show you about yourself. And the more you use this opportunity to reflect back on you, then that allows you to, raise your vibration and move forward. Things speed up more too. Yeah, you have the magician. So again, this importance of what you're learning during this process is wherever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. So again, going back to if I focus on expectations and lack and want and need, I get more lack. If I focus on gratitude and joy and laughter and unconditional love, higher vibration, I get more things that match that instead. You have the Queen of Wands. Yep. You hold the magic wands. Your life isn't dependent. You're not you know, uh, in a taxi and someone's taking you somewhere. You're driving the bus. You are the one driving your vehicle and driving your life where it wants to go by where you're focusing your energy. Your energy is what draws things to you, not thought and speech and all that. What it's like, what does it say? That we don't draw to us what we want, we draw to us who we are. So whatever we're being is what we're drawing to us. If I'm being someone who's focused in on love for this one person and I need it, I want it, what is happening is my energy is repelling it away from me. If I'm focusing on the joy and love for who someone is, not I need them to be something different, but gratitude for what is and what I have had, then that grows that instead. So this empowerment about your energy, yeah, and the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, all of these holding the Ace of Wands, all this energy showing that you are the one with your energy that um, draws things into your life. So I don't feel like you are like you will um, end up like you're not fated that you have to end up together, and you're not like only the divine counterpart that it has to be the two of us or no one at all. It's one possibility. And based on your energy, you're learning through all this as well. So, are we meant to be together? They're one of the people that you are meant to be together with, or the possibility of one of the people you could end up with, because there's like three or four. So, hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. I feel like we want to go to the Dreamer's deck again here. All right. I do feel like this one here. Yeah. Again, I am magic. You're the one that holds the wand. I know that I am the only person who can bring forth the creativity that lives in my body. I'm the one that creates my life, right? Like we were saying. All right. And then number 6, you wanna know Cancer season predictions for you, please. All right, let's take a look here. See what they want you to know about this Cancer season. Happy solstice to you. Okay, we want this and these 3, these 2. Okay. I love it. I just love how spirit works. So you've got the Knight of Wands, the quest for the Ace of Wands. So Cancer season is about a quest of stepping into your power, finding that Ace of Wands, all this magic we were talking about in that reading. It's like stepping into my power, this quest of understanding of my power, where I point my wand is what I draw to me. Am I pointing to gratitude again, or pointing to need and want and lack? Right. Let's see what else it has in here for you. Yep, 6 of Wands. It is celebration, it is victory, it is movement. 6 of Wands is a good movement of energy card. Think of 3 wands on each side. There's this nice little conduit, this path in the middle of that allows flow of energy, flow of your energy. So really understanding it and letting go of expectations. Here's the 10 of Swords. That's where the flow comes in, the more you're realizing that all this things that are rules and supposed tos and shoulds and need to, anything that sounds like that, well, they're supposed to do this. This is what should happen. This must happen. All of those expectation words, trying to meet these long held beliefs that don't serve anymore. The release of those, I feel, is what is in store here for you. I like the 6 of Wands because it means you're having this victory of letting more and more expectations fall away and just going and focusing on gratitude, right? Yeah, the Ace of Cups, which is about finding your self-love. You are the chalice. You are the holy grail. And knowing that with the 3 of Swords coming out with it, which is the expectations equal disappointment card, there is this understanding that you are realizing, I am the one I've been looking for. I'm the one that can give me the love I'm looking for. If I look for it in the outside world, that's disappointment, because they can't give me what I'm looking for. Because what I'm looking for is eternal, unconditional love, which we can only find in our own hearts. What we find out in human characters in the outside world is temporary, conditional love. That's what humans can offer. Because one, they're not eternal beings. It's a character here that's for a certain amount of time, right? The actor behind the character is eternal, but the character it's playing is just for this one show, right? It's over after 120, 130 years, if at the max, right? At least with current humanity. And and so this is about turning inward and finding the love that you're looking for in here, letting go of expectations and any feelings of I feel less than is because we're looking to the outside world instead of finding that huge love on the inside. So big transformational energy here for this Cancer season. Yeah, got the victory card of the world. It's like the 6 of Wands. So this is also the ending of a major cycle and the beginning of a new adventure. Look, because you find your Ace of Wands, you're stepping into your power, you're letting go of that old way of thinking. Yeah, death and rebirth. So definitely this Cancer season, it feels like you go through this transformation where you're really letting go of this. And really, it's moving from you knowing it here to you knowing it in here that I got to find what I'm looking for here. And I'm gonna, instead of focusing on this wanting and needing of whether it is relationships with people of all kinds, friends, family, lover, whatever, job, education, social status, money, my body, possessions, all those things are gonna end up lacking till we turn in here, right? Because those things can't fulfill. And gratitude for in any of those areas, but what we do have or have had just invites more of that in. Whereas the other course repels those out of my life. Yeah. So again, devil card, Saturn, shaking and rattling of long held beliefs that you're letting go of, and a lot of joy and celebration. It does feel like there is well, obviously, I feel like there is a birthday party you're going to, right? But the Four of Wands is an energy of joyful gatherings. And I like that balanced energy. So I feel like this Cancer season is a lot about stepping into your own power and this quest of the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is like you find it during this period, you start wielding it, and you start realizing that you are so much more powerful than you ever were taught to believe, and that you're the one that's drawing things into your life. You're not, like I said, in a taxi being driven around by the universe. You are the one doing the driving. Yep. Oh 06, oh 06. You do have commitment energy here. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, light, spiritual realm, growth. It says applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. So I like that. You know, this is this energy during Cancer season. It's about speaking your truth and speaking your emotions regularly, kind of going back to your other questions. Yeah, it's time just to share how you feel about people. And if they don't feel the same, well, it's good information. We don't have to use it to define us as worthy or not worthy or good or bad or whatever. We're just like, thank you for showing me that you're not the one for me. Because if you, or that you are the one for me, it can go either way, right? But if you talk to them and, share that, then you have this revelation, right? Okay. Let's see here. And then for your number 7, the last one. So you're currently working in the IT sector and you want to learn a new technology and switch your job. So let's see here. Front end development. Shall you go with it? Let's see if you go with it, what kind of energy comes in around it? Because spirit, you know, as we've been talking about, they don't have an opinion on you should or shouldn't. There's just different choices with different experiences, different outcomes. Will you get good opportunities with that if you choose that? And then will there be opportunities in your hometown? Okay, all right. So, what's the energy around front end development? You have temperance, requires some patience here, slow progression with it. Magician energy. Here's a magician coming in. Um, Again, kind of going back to when we were talking about how you focus on it will, if you're focusing on need and want and lack around it, it sends you on that downward spiral. But if you focus on the higher vibration of gratitude, it can really do things too. So anything you choose can work well if you are in your energy, right? You have the Two of Swords, which is the battle between the head and the heart. And I kind of feel like with this, there is this, you know, it's like a mental decision instead of a passion or a heart decision, right? It's like, what are you wanting? Kind of with this Two of Swords, it's close your eyes and open your heart. Does your heart want to go in that direction, or is it something a supposed to be, a should be, a need to be? One of those expectations, one of those mental things. Instead of are you existing in life or are you living? Are you doing what you're loving or you're doing what you think you should be doing, right? Let's see here what will it bring good opportunities? The Five of Cups. It can turn your frown upside down a little bit. It is a transformation of emotion. So you could be happier. So I feel like it brings you a temporary new opportunity that, like, they feel good, but after a while it just becomes stagnant again anyway. Let's see what else we have here. Knight of Swords. So it does lead you to new information and new opportunities to grow and learn more. In the 10 of Wands, this could go either way. I mean, it can feel like a burden or it could feel like abundance, which again comes back to the magician or the ace of wands. You get to choose if it's going to be lacking or if it's going to be abundant. Um, it's not jobs or people or situations that bring opportunities for us. It's us that draws opportunities to us or repels them by our energetic focus. So we're not at the whim of the outside world. We draw to us what we focus on with our energy. If I focus on lack or want or need or any of that lower vibration, it actually repels opportunities away from me. If I focus on gratitude and joy and laughter, that higher vibration, it draws opportunities to me. So you see how it's not these other things that create stuff. It's me who's creating my life, no one else. Um, would there be opportunities in your hometown? Eventually, the 7 of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit, so it does show that eventually it does, bring those to your hometown, but, I feel like it takes a bit of time, before those opportunities are available, at least based on current energy. Let's see here. Let's look at the Dreamer's deck here for your final fortune cookie for these. Again, thank you for your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. Hope you got some good rest. Happy solstice to you. All right, and here's your card. Yep, I am evolving. I love it. And it says, I know that each sunrise brings an opportunity to make a different choice. Our power of choice every day. When we realize that I can't choose for anyone else or anything else, but every day I get to choose my story with my thoughts. I get to choose what emotion I want to feel. I get to choose where I invest my energy, what we've been talking about this whole time. And I get to choose my physical choices, but I can't choose for anyone else, right? So I like that. You did have a free one here. I'll just throw it in here real quick. Have you met your future spouse? Do you know him? So based on current energies, let's take a look here. Um, yeah. With think about all the other things that we've talked about before already too, about all the different possibilities. So based on your current energy with where you're headed, Knight of Cups. No, you're still in the pursuit of love here. Um, so you have not met them yet. Do you know them? We have the Ace of Cups. There would be this like it based on current energy, if you don't act on sharing with, who how you feel, then you would end up going somewhere else. We talked about all that in your other reading that you had one, right? About if you don't speak up, then they'll end up with someone else. Um, More of an arranged kind of marriage, and then you end up with someone else as well, based on current energies. But that's all up in the air based on current choices, right? So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Sudeshna. So thank you again for your donations. Many blessings. All right. Now, Michelle Smith. And thank you guys so much for your patience and getting through all the readings, sir. I appreciate that. All right. So okay, so here's your questions here. So thank you for your donations via Zcash app. So your first one is, what are H's current feelings towards you? So let's take a look here, Michelle. What are H's current feelings towards you? Do you want those and these? All right. What do we got here? We do have the High Priestess on the bottom, which does talk about a lot of this energy of the hidden and the unknown, but also I'm getting like this energy that they are kind of doing a lot of introspection on themselves. I kind of feel like they're being a bit hermity and to themselves as they're questioning all this stuff and trying to bring some hidden things within them forward and trying to understand themselves and what do I want and blah blah blah. So they're doing a lot of that self-reflection. That's the energy on the bottom. But what are their current feelings towards you? Well, again, the sun card, they have a little BB here, which is Leo child energy. And again, I kind of feel like there is this inner reflection energy with this. The sun is a bright, sunshiny card, which brings a lot of passion, a lot of fire, but not a lot of emotion yet. And I feel like this is about their inner child not feeling safe, like to express emotion, not to you specifically, just in general. And so they're kind of holding on to this and holding back on this. Um, But I feel like with the progression, you have 1 card and then 2 cards and then 3 cards. So something's growing, but I feel like this is an important piece of them because if their self-love was like this, they can't give more love to others than they feel for themselves, nor receive love from others more than they feel for themselves. So it's an important piece of their journey to expand their self-love, and they're doing that through this high priestess and this kind of inner child reflection. We do have the 2 of Wands here. This is the progression as we go to the number 2, and the Tower card here as well. This is an interesting combination because, I mean, if you look at it, it's like they're it they're going back and forth here. With the Tower card is about something being removed out of your life to make space for something that's more in alignment with your higher self, or something suddenly being moved out. Um, and I feel like there's this back and forth energy, like, and this goes back to this inner child. When their inner child feels unsafe and out of control, I feel like they're more of a fleer than a fighter. So when they withdraw when their little inner child feels unsafe, and then when they don't feel that way, then they go back, and then they are, in this other, um, you know, it's like a rubber band. Whoop, they're here and then they're away, and then they're here and then they're away. And the emotions are there. It's about expressing them or not. So when their inner child feels safe and in control, they'll share a little more. And then when it gets scared, it's like one of those, those little plants when you touch them, it's like when they're out, but you touch them, they withdraw. And then when they come back out and they touch it, that's the kind of energy I'm seeing. So they're working on some stuff. Let's see what else we have here about their feelings towards you. You got the Eight of Cups. Again, energy of walking away from emotions that don't serve you anymore, but also walking away from thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve him anymore. And then the Magician energy. All of this just screams, I'm working on myself, my thoughts and my emotions, but I feel like with the Sun card and the Magician and the combination of all this, that they don't have the capacity to really share emotion a whole lot. So they learn to share through passion, through energetic and physical attraction and intimacy, but not like physical intimacy, not emotional intimacy. And they're trying to work on these old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have kept them from from being able to do that. So they do have feelings there. I just feel like they have trouble expressing them through emotion, more so through action and passion. So hopefully that brings a little clarity. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings into. Okay, we got 2020, trying to see things more clearly, right? Or the year the plague hit. I was kidding. Compassion is the card. Mercy, diplomacy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, renewal. Says it is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct, but it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. your potential is enormous. There's this energy here. I mean, I feel like there's half of this energy is like focusing on them saying, that they're trying to see things more clearly, themselves more clearly, looking for this. In the meantime, they're like, live your life, boo, be you, live your passion, go enjoy life. Don't wait around by the phone as we used to in the olden days. Now you take your phone with you. Back in the olden days, you had to stay by the phone because there was no voicemail, there was no it wasn't even cordless. You were bound by that cord, but now, of course, it's different. But this is you know, I was gonna say theoretical. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's rhetorical or whatever. Um, about not putting your life on hold for someone else and all that. Go live and live your passions and no waiting around. I feel like is what they're kind of saying with all that. Last card is go live and you have so much to offer the world. Go and do it. Go do all that stuff. You don't have to shrink um, and wait kind of energy. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for the first one there, Michelle. And then for number two, thank you for your additional donation. You said today, 3 items disappeared. Are you going senile or a spirit playing tricks? So, of course, I'm not a licensed mental professional. So I cannot confirm or deny that. But let's, for fun, for tarot, let's see what spirit has here for you. Can you tell us about these 3 things that disappeared? Let me shuffle again here. Cards are falling all over the place. All right, here we go. Let's refresh that energy. Okay, tell us about these 3 things here. What happened to them? Like seven of Pentacles, learning patience. Let's see what we have here. We have the 2 and the 2, the High Priestess, the 2 of Pentacles. Interesting energy coming in here with those 2, because there is the hidden and the unknown. It's like trusting spirit, and asking them, where did they go? What happened to them? Because the High Priestess is the revealer of hidden things. And the 2 of Pentacles is the balance of above and below. Let's see what else we have here too. The 6 of Pentacles is giving and receiving. Princess of Cups is Page of Cups. It almost feels here that I just feel like there's this energy here of someone or something that's taking them, not like an entity, an invisible entity. I don't know why this white buffalo was standing out. I don't know if you have an animal in your house that would grab something and take it somewhere, because we do have the Hermit card and the Empress, which is abundance, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, the Hermit card coming in. Again, the High Priestess and the Hermit, both of those energies are withdraw and consult on the path. And I feel like here with the Empress, you will find those things, but I do feel like it's just a matter of asking spirit. But I keep on getting reverted back to an animal. I don't know if you have like a cat or a dog or a combination of animals that something would grab something and move it somewhere else if it was playing with it or like that. But I feel like it's more, I don't feel like it's spirit playing tricks and teasing you, but I do feel like it is a nudge to connect with spirit and they'll reveal where these hidden things have been moved to, if that makes sense. But I keep on feeling like an animal because I don't feel like it's a human moving things. like a physical human or an invisible human, but I feel like it's an animal, and I don't know if that resonates there. Let's see what else we have here too. What is this here? I am the main character. Like this. The book. The book. It says, I know that I am the only one who determines how my story unfolds. I like that empowerment that comes in here. But hopefully that helps with that one, Michelle. The mysterious things. Let us know what happens. Dun dun dun. All right. So thank you for those. Let me bring some more of these up here. Thank you guys so much in your patience in getting to your readings. I know these can take a while here, but we'll get through them all. All right. So Moonlight, you are up here. Let me grab your timestamp here. And we have another one, and we'll circle back around, and eventually also your free reading will be in the free reading section. So there will be another one for the YouTube channel members. All right. So thank you for, I think this was your third donation this evening. Appreciate those. What is T thinking about you these days? She's been unusual quiet lately. Uh-oh. So it's quiet ones you got to worry about. Well, they're not usually quiet, right? Is it the blame game going on? If so, I'm sad to say I don't care. Right? Yeah. And that's the human. We'll see if it is, but that's exactly right. You know, humans, one of the ways that our inner children react when they feel unsafe or out of control, where they're fearing being rejected, fearing not being good enough, is it has to point at other people. Um, because otherwise it feels fear, right? But let's take a look here. What's T thinking about you these days? All right. And this and this. Okay. And then is it the blame game going on? I figure we'll get it from there, but we'll just really clarify here. I feel like we have these for that. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant, which is about learning and uh, seeing things differently from a higher perspective. A lot of change energy going on in her life as well. So there's definitely some learning going on in some capacity. But what's she thinking of you these days? We got the Leo energy, strength energy here. Got the Four of Wands. We got joy and happiness and Leo fire energy that's happening here. So there is this taking the lead on seeking out joy and their joy. We have the King of Swords. So again, the ruler over the mind, and not only just the ruler, but all kings get a second portion of air energy, which makes them the master of thinking. Maybe they've gone back to school or they're learning something new, because that Hierophant energy and the King of Swords is about higher mind and learning and growth that's coming in here. And the Star card, like looking for their dreams, pursuing their dreams more. So a lot of clarity of mind around their dream come true or pursuing their dream. And if that includes school, they might even be taking some classes of some kind with that energy. Is it the blame game going on? Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of that that's here with the Seven of Swords. Because the Seven of Swords is an energy of, betrayal, but it's more our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that thieve from us, that steal opportunities from us. Let's see what else is here around the blame game. We got the Six of Pentacles, which is, let's see what else is here. Seven of Wands, being true to their authentic selves. We got all these sevens. What else? And the Moon card, yeah. So there is a lot. Here's that Cancer moon energy. There you are, Moonlight. Um, I feel like there is this, I wouldn't say blame game, because the 7 of swords with the 7 of wands, this combination of this energy feels like I need to be true to my authentic self. I need to stand up. I need to be, um, almost like I need to give to the world, because all this nurturing and this giving energy, the 6 of Pentacles reminds me of like the codependency awareness. And I feel like they're really realizing I want to stand out on my own. I need to stand on my own. I was depending too much on you. And I feel like they're realizing like this um pattern of their codependency, and they're trying to break that and learn a lot about themselves. So I don't feel like so much a blame game as they're realizing I need to stand on my own, and I've been using other people for that instead. Sorry, I hear something upstairs. I was like, "Do you hear that? The ghosts are here." But actually it's my host is upstairs. All right. So hopefully that helps with that. Let's pull a fortune cookie here for you too. All right. This one here. What do we got here? Yeah, all these fives. 0550. It's called the eye candy. Intuition, inspired action, beauty, socializing, flow, potential. There's romance here too, which so they could be pursuing their dream come true, whoever that might be. Says get some fresh air or call some of your pals over. Take a look around you. There's so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project or you'll go out on a date. This is like for her, which I feel this exciting new project feels more right. Put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. And I do feel like this is that energy of like an exciting new project, but they're like wanting to stand on their own. And so I feel like they really are just kind of self focused right now and trying to stand on their own 2 feet and emotionally, mentally, and in their life. So it feels positive. It doesn't feel like so much like their little feelings are hurt and they're blaming you and doing this. I feel like there's like this. Like you said, they need to see the truth. I feel like they've seen a lot of truth, especially with that uh, King of Swords. Right. So that's what they have for that one. We'll have another one here in a moment. So we'll circle back around. But up first, we've got Shawn G for 3. So let's grab your timestamp here. All right. So, Shawn G, thank you for your multiple donations via Zcash app. And let's see what we got here for you. Let me take a quick sip here. All right. So for the first one, let me see here timestamps. I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're all answered, but we'll do with the first one that came through, which is guidance for the weekend. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about the weekend coming up here? Okay. All right. Look at this. Queen of Pentacles. You know, this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy, a lot like the Empress, creativity. And I feel like this is a good weekend for that. I feel like the solstice energy, really this warmth of focusing in on you, making sure you're nurturing yourself, allowing your creativity to flow out. Let's see what they tell you about here. Yeah, you got the magician, more fire energy. It's actually Mercury. I think it's Mercury, Virgo and Gemini energy, maybe. But but I feel like there is this igniting it. It definitely is manifestation. Where you focus your energy is what grows and expands. But I feel like your energy, they're encouraging you to focus your energy in onto a creative project. Yeah, even got the high priestess underneath it, which is kind of this be to yourself. The high priestess goes away to her high priestess temple by herself, out of the chaos, away from the world, connects with spirit, looks into herself, and the revealer of the hidden and the unknown, and kind of getting this nudge of like a project or something that you wanted to create that's just been bubbling below that you haven't given it a chance to be heard, to be voiced, to be expressed out of you yet. And I feel like they're like, this is the time. It's good to take some time to you to do this because it's going to ignite action into your world. And sometimes we're doing so much work that we don't get to be truly creative, especially if creativity is part of our work. We're like, to be truly creative is a different energy, right? It's not so much like I feel like I have to do something. It's a joy in doing something that no one else is going to see or get or whatever, at least for a while, something for you. And I feel like that's what they're asking you to do this weekend. Yep, Queen of Wands, here you go. Holding your magic wand, expressing that energy, connecting intuitively. I feel like whatever this is, it's something that you do to connect with spirit, or it's like my host reminding me she likes to paint, and when she paints, that's her kind of her meditation. She goes off and it just helps release emotion, release things out of her. So I like that. Princess of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, new opportunity. I feel like this is new expression into the outside world. Seven of Pentacles. Isn't a patience card in this one. I feel like this is saying that something that was gonna be the fruit, it's like, "This is what I thought I wanted, but this is a change of your mindset." Again, this feels like this creativity this weekend is a lot of this that spawns this because I feel like you realize that something that you've been investing energy in isn't bringing you the joy or the fruit that you wanted, and you're like, "I'm gonna change this," and the 7 of Pentacles is that energy of seeing the fruit going, "Meh, I don't really want this anymore," and the Princess or the Page of Pentacles is a new upgrade or a new opportunity in the outside world or a new expression of it in the outside world, so I do feel like it's whatever this is that wants to be expressed creatively, it's important for you to do that because I do feel like it gives you that clarity and that because I feel like in that moment or those moments of clarity, of creativity, that clarity comes in. And sometimes that it takes. Sometimes it's like, doodling or coloring in a coloring book or doing some sort of creative thing. It's like because you're not thinking, you're expressing from here that suddenly the clarity comes from the heart through the brain and you're like, "Oh, I get it." So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what else they have here for the Dreamers deck here for you for this weekend. Okay. Yeah, I am optimistic. Look at the magic flowing from the hands. I know that for every door that life closes, a new one opens around the corner. Closing doors, opening new ones, right? So I feel like that's kind of what this weekend can bring you with that expression of creativity. You can know what door you want to close and which one you want to open. So that's what they have for that one for you, Shawn G. All right. And then for number two, thank you for your additional donations. When will you become stable financially? All right, let's take a look here. When will you become stable financially? Okay. I want that one first, but that one first. And then that one. I like it. The bottom of the deck, you have the Emperor. Whenever you decide to be. I know, right? What? We'll get more clarity here, of course. But the Emperor is Aries energy. It is, you know, it's like the King of Wands deciding what I want, everyone else's opinions out. What do I want? Putting a plan together and putting action behind it. But the action behind it is where I focus my energy, is what grows and expands, right? So when I step into the authority of my life, like, so finances, it's like when I focus on gratitude for the financial stability I have in this moment, the gratitude I have for what is, and the financial stability I've had in the past. When I have gratitude for it, then I will continue to have financial stability. But when I'm focusing on, so the question itself is stating that I am not financially stable. So your energy that's saying I'm not financially stable is inviting more financial instability. But when I focus on in this moment right now, you have everything you need financially in this moment. Otherwise, you would be dead, right? So, because you're alive, you know you have everything you need in this moment. And when we come back to this moment, into the financial stability that exists in this moment, and from a sincere heart, have gratitude for it, and thinking back all those times I had belief that I was financially stable. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. It brings in and draws more, right? So I feel like this with the Emperor, Aries, fire, wands, energy, it's very important to realize I'm financially unstable when I believe I am, and I invite more of it. But when I can really sincerely see the financial stability I have, then it changes, right? Yep, King of Swords, Master of the Mind, changing the mindset, gaining clarity around what does financial stability mean. And I feel like there is um, some things that you can learn around finances that can help bring a lot of clarity into your life too around finances, whether it's understanding where all the money is going, budgeting, whatever this, learning a lot about, uh, you know, and um, like really analyzing costs, and then we realize, and then also clarity around what I think I need, what beliefs I need, what belief I have around what stable financially means. There's a lot of thinking and a lot of mental awareness that can come in here too. Like for me, just a quick example, like, I thought I needed to work in a corporate job, and because my mindset was like, this is the way it's always been. This is the way it always needs to be. I'm going to have a job so they can have this and I can have a car and own a home. And you want this certain amount of, money in the bank, and you want this and you want that. And with my limited thinking, because that's what I thought, this is my expectations, right? This is the way I said, creator, this is the way things have to happen. And they're like, but I've got so much opportunity if you'll let me work outside your box, right? Is what he was saying, or they were saying to me. And I'm like, all right, I get it. So this is what I would like to feel. And so show me how you can bring this, right? And so it started off when I was living up in northern Idaho. I'm like, a friend of mine called me out of the blue, and she said, I just bought a house, and I'd been roommates with her like years and years ago. She goes, "You want to come out and be a roommate?" And for a while, and I'm like, sounds good because like my cost would be cut in half. I wouldn't need a vehicle, so I sold my vehicle, and that means I would had no auto insurance and this one and that. I was living in an apartment up there at that time, and I had already sold my condo to simplify, but now I'm selling my car. I'm simplifying to where I don't have all these other expenses, and then I'm there. Now I was living off of my selling my vehicle and the savings I had saved up all that time before leaving the corporate life. And I was like, all right. But then the money started running out after like a year and a half. I'm like, all right, creator, I'm either gonna have to go get a job somewhere, and we're in a small town. I'm gonna have to move somewhere else. So I'm gonna have to do this if this is the way it is. And they're like, all right, remember this? Think let don't limit me. And I'm like, all right, well, while you're working everything out, just for my own peace of mind, I'm gonna be checking out different cities, what kind of costs there are, what kind of jobs are out there. And I'm looking and I'm just not feeling like this to do it. And then out of the blue, my host here calls me. Again, I just bought a house. You see this theme? I just bought a house and I have a basement. Once you come in and live here for free, this is my gift to the world, and you can just live in the basement. I got you. And I'm like, what? We don't, when we limit ourselves, we can't see the opportunities, and we can limit the creator, right? That's what I feel like is coming in here around that, is to question what we think is possible and what our rules are around finances, and where we can change things. What are the things I really truly need? And what are the things I really want? And am I willing to pay for all that? At some point I was like, no, I can't live without a vehicle. And then it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I love not having a vehicle now. I used to have a belief people, well, especially in New York, of course, that's different. But in other cities that don't have subways and a lot of good public transportation, like, I need a vehicle, and people that don't have vehicles are losers. And I'm like, I'm proudly a loser. I lost that debt and all that responsibility, right? Anyway, but I feel like that's important. Temperance is patience, and the Two of Swords. So there is this working out of things here, the mind in battle with the heart, and the slowness of things, like this financial adventure, we'll call it, that you've been on, has been so you can realize the difference between what your brain says needs to happen and what your heart wants to have happen, and working out the conflict that's between the two. Yeah, we have the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving behind emotions that don't serve anymore. And the Prince of Swords, or the Page of Swords, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, gaining clarity around it. What are these things that we think are have to be, and go, do I really need these things? And why do I think I need these things? And the clarity that comes from the emotional attachment to things actually can go back to a belief that we had when we were younger, um, some emotional beliefs that, successful or lovable or acceptable people have this stuff. When we realize, no, that's an old thought, it's an old story, it's an old emotional attachment. What do I really need? I feel like this is a big piece of this. Yeah. Got the Judgment card, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, and the Knight of Wands, which is a quest of stepping into your power, of you deciding what it is that you want, and where you are focusing your energy. Going back to what we've talked about before, it's a combination of realizing, am I focusing on instability and lack, or am I focusing on gratitude? But also, evaluating what it is that I feel I am supposed to have in my life, and what are the things I'm striving so hard for. that I'm defining myself by? And do I need to continue to define myself by those? I know that's kind of deep, everything we just talked about. Um, but I feel like that it's not like a date. Like, oh, by this time, because this has to change on the inside for the outside to change because the outside is being reflected by our energy. So when your energy changes, you'll start to see those things um, that change on the outside. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you got 333. Your number isn't threes your numbers, and there's three people with three likes too on the top of my screen. All these threes: growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, and talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward. Work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contributes to your community. I like that for you. Right. So that was that one. And then for your third one here, thank you for your multiple donations. Guidance for your finances. Obviously, finances are important to you. It's important to everybody, I know, because money makes the world go around, as the old musical, whatever that was, says, right? Let's shuffle these up here. Let me take one more sip. Let's see what else they have for you regarding finances. All right. All right. I do want that one. I want this one and this one here. All right. Bottom of the deck here, we do have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, it's interesting because it is the Four of Swords is peace of mind, but it's about they're usually sleeping on the Ace of Swords, the person, and then there's three swords on the wall representing expectations, right? All these small T truths rooted in fear that we grew up with of supposed to be's and all those opinions that we think, oh, I'm supposed to be this, I'm supposed to have that. And everyone these days, we all need cell phones, we all need internet, we all need this, we all need that, we all need that, need, right? But what's funny is when I see this, it's like, well, there's this new story. We normally had the story of the three bears, but now it involves this Native American person named Sleeping Salmon. And there's a salmon involved too. And it goes into all this, it's like the story changes. And this is all about changing the stories regarding finances. And even underneath that, you have the Three of Wands, which is with new information, changing direction, you altering course. Let's see what else comes in here. You have the Princess of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. So new opportunities, new, and this is actually looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. New opportunities opening up because of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, changing your mindsets and your expectations around life, around finances, around different things in your life, and questioning, why is it that I want what I want, that I'm driven to achieve what I think I need to achieve, right? The Nine of Wands, there is a barrier, an energetic barrier. Let's see what's underneath that. We've got the Fool card. Yeah. Full card is the ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Again, this is a world of possibilities. It's one of my cards that represents, because it's the first card in the major kind of starting with zero expectations, where it's coming back to, you know, being here now in this moment. Like we are talking about before, one of the things when I had the opportunity of this was years ago, even before this last opportunity in 2020 when I left corporate life and say, I'm never going to work in corporations again. I'm grateful for what I learned and experienced through them all, but I'm not looking to do that anymore in my life. But before that, I had an opportunity and I said, all right, so now I can sit down and go, what is my dream? I can go anywhere and focus on what I want to do, right? Let's do this. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And of course, in my mind, I thought, well, spiritual people need to be bestsellers of books and have seminars and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so, spirit took me in my mind's eye to the future in a kind of a life that I had all that. And they're like, are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you content? And I was like, honestly, sitting in all that, I'm like, no, I'm looking for what's next. What's next? What's next? What's next? And there was this awareness that if I'm not content with where I am right now, I won't be content ever when I get to whatever future state that I feel I have to get into to feel happy, content. I can be happy when, I can be content when. So if all that is when in the future, when I get there, I'm always going to be looking for the next and for the next and for the next. And so my dream, instead of being blah, 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 it became be here now with Creator in this moment. And then you have everything you need because we have the love of the Creator right here. That's all we really need. But when I realize that, I can sit here in gratitude, in contentment. And when I start to feel anxious, I know I'm in the future going, I need that. I need, I've been drawn into the future where fear is at, where happiness is, somewhere there instead of right here, right now. Right. So I feel like this is some energy that's coming in here, this awareness and around all this. And we got the Justice card, seeing things from that higher perspective again, clarity, seeing things from the capital T truth that helps us balance out those scales, start cutting away and transforming these small T truths rooted in fear, old rules, old mindsets being released. And again, releasing old emotions that don't serve us anymore. So, kind of this echoing of what we had in your last around, financial stability. You do have the 9 of Pentacles. There's this independence. They're usually in this garden with the bird is spirit. And so there is this feeling of wholeness. Again, being here now in this moment with spirit can become our what we're grateful for right now. Fearing I'm not gonna have enough in the future is lack energy, which brings me more lack, right? But recognizing the gratitude I have in the moment is where I find that fulfillment. And again, I think you had this in the last one. Your judgment card is allowing us to see things from a higher perspective. What is my true calling? And that's where, I got in my life where I was willing to have this rebirth that I did where I let everything go that I just didn't feel was me anymore. It was the me I thought I was supposed to be. And a lot of clarity comes through that when we realize, why did I want to be here? What do I want to do with my life? What's my true dream of my heart? Which for me was, you know, helping us remember that who we truly are, which are powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love, having this human adventure connected to the spirit world in such powerful ways, allowing ourselves to see and grow and discover who we are. Um, and so I love that. Um, and I try to, encourage people to get in tune with your heart. How do you uniquely want to share this love in your heart with the world in your own unique, special way? Once you find that dream, you're not going to worry about finances. You're not going to worry about all these other things because it's like, I'm going to make my dream come true no matter what, whatever that may be. But it's when we attach our that dream to a specific outcome, that's where we get into a trap and where we start to feel fear because what if that doesn't happen? Instead of every moment, this second, I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. And this dream will never end. I will always give messages to people because my passion is helping people by connecting messages from spirit. I will always do it no matter what I do, no matter where I go. I'm going to be living my dream, right? Let's see what you have here. I am letting go. It says, I know that focusing my attention on things I cannot control distracts me from my journey. I love that. So hopefully that helps, Shawn G. I know that was a lot, but um, many blessings and much love to you, my friend. Thank you again for all your donations. I appreciate those. All right, everybody, hang in there, everybody. We're getting through the donations. Those do take a little longer to get through, so hang in there. We will get to all of them here. Let's say, I think I just have 4 more. Yeah. All right. Oops. Yep, I do. Let me remove this one here. So, Moonlight, we are back to you. Thank you for your patience in getting to your readings here. And thank you for your mutual donations, your multiple donations is what I wanted to say. All right, let's refresh the cards here. And you said your mom celebrates her birthday tomorrow. Oh, you're both Cancer signs, huh? She's not happy with your late answer. If I was coming to see her. Oh, baby mama. You actually want to stay home, but I think that will make her furious. What does Spirit recommend? All right, let's take a look here. What guidance does Spirit give you regarding the situation? Did your mother ever say, I brought you into this world, I can take you out? All right. That's one of the hard things I know. Because I know when I moved up to northern Idaho to be near my family. Sorry, let me scooch back. I'm falling off my chair. Um, was about learning about expectations that I thought people had on me, what I had on my family, and realizing that I could say no. Like we had a lot of family gatherings, and I would go and kind of felt like I was just checking off a box. I was there, but we weren't really interacting, shallow conversations, just, oh, what are you guys doing now? I don't know, not like I, I I loved getting into deep conversations, of course, um, and I realized I just don't like groups. I like more one-on-one, one-on-two individuals. And so I just started saying, no, it's okay. Like um, we would have all February birthdays, like my birthday's in all February birthdays, we'll get together. I'm like, that's okay. Um, but like my brother, he's the patriarch of because he's got all the children and everything else. Um, And so he would invite, and I'd be like, "No, that's okay." I go, "But if you and your wife, if you guys wanna go, uh, out for lunch or whatever, I would love to do that with you." And they were like, "Okay, we'll do that," and it was good because then we had great conversations and deep conversations about stuff where we wouldn't have it because everyone's so busy doing everything and doing all the stuff and it's activity to activity, and then you don't realize it. And like, I like more of that. And when she decided, fearing the rejection, facing the fear of rejection, then you just like, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. Cause like I would be like, all that time you spent hanging around everything, I'd much rather been at home doing, watching Netflix or doing something that I enjoyed instead of doing what I thought was expected of me, right? And that's the important thing. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is about your power of choosing in the outside world. You get to choose your physical actions. We'll see what comes in here, but there is that energy like you get to choose your story. You get to choose your emotions. You get to choose your energy. You get to choose your actions. No one else's. Your mom gets to choose her story or emotions. So if she chooses to be furious, that's her right. She gets to have that adventure and journey, but you don't have to be part of it. you know, Furiousness will be there if she wants it, and if she doesn't want it, she can choose differently. But you're not in charge of her emotions. I know when we're growing up, we're taught, "You made mom sad, you made dad mad." We're taught that we are in control of other people's emotions. We're not that powerful. Yeah, our energy, we can make it easier or harder for someone to choose being furious or being loving, but ultimately, you can give someone the world and they can still choose to be furious. But they could also choose not to be furious. So that's not our responsibility. I'm only responsible for my emotions, my choices, right? You have the 5 of swords, yeah. So the fear of conflict, right? So you can get to the bottom of that because, your battle between your heart and your mind is what you're going through. Your mind is saying you should do this, you're supposed to do this, blah, blah, blah. Your heart's going, no, I don't want to. That's the battle that's going on inside of you. But you're also fearing, yeah, you're fearing death, which is really what it is, our fear of rejection. If I don't do what they want me to do, they're going to reject me. That's manipulation, right? Which a lot of us are taught growing up that if I don't do what someone wants, they get the sad Z's and "Mom, I'm not doing what I want you to do." That doesn't work, then they go into the furious, right? The anger and the bullying and even to the point of physical abuse, right? If that doesn't work, then they do step 3, which is what most humans fear, which is the fear of rejection, right? Um, Hanging up, responding, cold shoulder, ghosting you, whatever. I'm not talking to you. Giving you the silent treatment. That doesn't work and get what they and make you do what they want you to do, then they'll go to number 1. I'm so sad that when I rejected you, you didn't do that. If that doesn't work, then, it's sad, sad, bullying, rejection, sadness, bullying, rejection. It just repeats and you realize I do that too. You know, when we realize I was taught that and I'm breaking that habit, then you stop buying into it with other people too. And the first step is realizing I do the same thing. I act sad when people don't want me. And if that, do what I want them to do. If that doesn't work, then I get mad and angry. If that doesn't work, then I do the rejection. If that doesn't work, then I go back to square one, right? Realizing we're in that pattern, breaking ourselves of it, then we stop investing in other people's manipulation, which is what it is. Ace of Wands, taking your power back, baby. Taking your power back. You get to choose your actions, no one else. You got the moon card. Here's the Cancer moon energy. Moon, moon, moon energy, and there is a lot of emotion. You have the King of Wands. I like this that because this is you, the moon, and the King of Wands is you get to choose over your life and your kingdom. Your mom gets to choose over her life and her kingdom. You have your own kingdom, and you get to rule this. Yeah. We have the Devil card, the shaking and the rattling. Situations like this, conflict comes up for us, and it's freeing because once you realize I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, and uh, if I do things out of fear for other people, you know, then you're going to go there and you're going to be miserable. So I feel like Spirit is recommending here be true to yourself and just the reason why your mom gets furious is because she feels um not like all of us, we get angry, fight or flight when we feel we're being rejected. That you're doing this because you don't love me, you don't, and this is a personal. I'm taking it personal that your actions mean something about me. And if you're like, Mom, I love you so much, and this has nothing to do with you about me wanting to be there or not. I love you. And once I'm feeling better, let me plan something special with you. You and me. that might come across different, right? Than, "I don't wanna go to your damn party, mom." Alright, let's see here. Yeah, you are ready to grow. And it says, "I know that every dream in my heart is waiting to bloom." So this is blooming, and I like that for you. So hopefully that helps, Moonlight. Hang in there. Alright. Alright, and then Gabriela Cortes, you are up. Thank you so much for your patience in getting to your reading here. And you wanted to know, what are Daniel's from PV, their intentions? Alright, let's take a look here. What are Daniel's intentions? Okay, we got those. Got those. And those. Let's see what's going on here with Daniel. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Emperor card. The Emperor card is an energy of, in this case, uncertainty. It's like they're in the process of trying to figure out, what is it that I want? And it's this breaking free from this, what I think I'm supposed to do. If you think of like an emperor that has a throne room full of all these people, all these advisors, blah, 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 telling them what you're supposed to do, what you should do with the empire, and blah, blah, blah. At some point, they're like, you know what? There's all this contradictory opinions and all this opinion. They're like, clear the throne room. I'm the emperor. I'm going to make a decision on what I want. Well, he's in that. I cleared the throne room because I'm tired of hearing what everybody else wants in my life. But now, what do I want? They're in that. I'm not sure. What are my intentions? What do I want in life, with you, with everything? And so there's that uncertainty is the foundation of your reading so far. Um, we do have the Queen of Wands. So there is this attraction to you with that Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups. There is this, you know, Ace of Cups is like a new love energy. There is emotion there, the beginning of that. They're more, it's like anything. Usually it's attraction that draws us together. We usually don't have love at first sight. It's usually attraction at first sight, both energetic and physical attraction that's there with this Queen of Wands. They see you as someone who very fiery, very bright, very attractive. And the Ace of Cups is like, I I could have emotion, you know, kind of energy. Let's see what else comes in here too. Yeah, they do have a fear of heartbreak, a fear of disappointment, along with, yep, Two of Cups, not living up and being able to be who you want them to be in a relationship. And even the High Priestess here too. There's a lot of emotion here that's not been revealed. And and I feel like that's why they feel um, like they haven't had those intentions come forward, because there is this kind of well, it's a fear, because that's what it is, fear of heartbreak, right? But it's a fear of failing you and not being enough for you, meeting up to your expectations, which, even if you haven't shared anything, excuse me, they had a long list of expectations before they even met you that was given to them when they were young. They probably had a very strong mother figure, or a lot of strong feminine figures, aunts, sisters, grandmas, whatever, that were just like, they reminded me of my nephew, because when my brother was overseas, he was in the military. It was his mom, his two of his grandmas, and his two twin older sisters. He had like five strong feminine figures over his life. And so I feel like they're kind of in that route where they had all these expectations of, you better treat your people like this, and they need to be this, and people need to be this. And so they've got all these expectations even before they met you, of like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to live up to all this," and you're like, "Live up to what? you're like, this long list, and you're like, well, my list is only this big, not that big. Because we all have lists in the beginning till we start releasing our expectations, right? But I feel like that's a lot of what's going on here. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, this death and this rebirth. There is this kind of ultimatum that they're getting to with their intentions is like, I either got to go in, all in, or go home. There's no, what does they say? Go big or go home. They're like, I'm either going to have to go full blow or I need to get out of this because I don't want to disappoint. So I'm either going to commit to try to do everything I feel I need to do or go. And I feel like they're in that kind of crossroads. They do have the 10 of Pentacles, which is this partnership, relationship kind of card. You can even see it's, two people with their children and the castle and the money. And usually there's a dog and an old man too, representing like ancestry and everything. And so we've got all this, fullness of life, and that's below the surface. And then they have the 8 of Wands too, which is the all this energy that seems to be building up here, um, that they're feeling this pressure. I've got to do this or go. And I feel like this is where they're at. They're trying to decide what is it that I do want. And so really, the only thing you can do is if you don't have all these expectations and you don't have all these things where you're focusing on just gratitude for who someone is, then it's some just sharing with someone how grateful you are about who they are and what they're doing just shows you're focusing on gratitude and not on expectations, which helps people feel comfortable in expressing who they really are instead of feeling like I've got this long list that I have to take so much just to get up to zero, right? When you have expectations this high, all of that has to be done just to get at zero. And then it takes even more to go above expectations, right? So hopefully that brings in some clarity here, um, that of where they're at. They're like in that crossroads at a kind of like a fork in the road of, which way do I go? Am I going to choose that or the exit ramp, right? Let's see what else we have here. And we got 88888. Personal power. This is about resources, balance, confidence. Says all that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. So, this is more stepping into your own power, uh, kind of this energy, because the number 8 is the strength card in the major arcana, which is you connecting with your higher self, finding your inner power, uh, which, all this reflective energy, right? I mean, 8, 8, and 8, 8 is mirroring the 88 to each other. But a big piece of this, I feel like, when we're looking at other people's intentions towards us, we can kind of be use that as a mirror and go, what are my intentions towards myself? Where am I defining myself from? Inner strength, right? Finding my inner self, I feel is like a big piece of this too. Um, it's part of what am I seeing in this mirror tells me about me, um, as well. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you right now, Gabrielle. So hang in there. All right. So many blessings to you. All righty. And then Maria P, thank you for your additional donation. Let's get your timestamp down here. All right. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Want to know what's coming for you and Wally this upcoming week. Okay. And then, does he want to continue with you? Like, what does he think he wants for us? right. Based on current energies. Any advice that I should do to even better your relationship? Okay. All right. And then updates on the dark side. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. All these twos. All right. So what's coming up for you and Wally this upcoming week? All right. We got the 3 of Cups. We've got joy, celebration. We've got the 6 of Wands, which is victory and mutual attraction. So I feel like there's positives here. I do feel like the 3 of Cups feels like kind of like a joyful gathering. It's almost like the 4 of Wands in a way. But I do feel like this gathering of a joyful gathering of some sort with the 3 of Cups. And then the 6 of Wands is a time of mutual passion too. So I feel like one kind of uh, inward type of interaction with each other, and then an outward adventure together into the outside world. So a private and a public kind of experience next week. I like that. It's joy, it's victory, very positive energies. Does he want to continue with you? Like, what does he think he wants for you guys? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. They do see you as this, very nurturing individual. It's abundance. It's positive energies that are there. Um, I don't feel like they know what they want, really. The Nine of Swords is our fears, our nightmare and insomnia. It's a lot of expectations and they've always been having this energy of I just want things to grow. I want to see where things lead to. I don't want to push. I don't want to have expectations because all of that feels lacking. It feels like this 9 of Swords, it sucks the life out of something when we have fears and supposed to be's and a lot of rules around it. It looks like they're focusing on the harvest, and they kind of have that. Let me focus on what we have, not what needs to change, and move forward. Grateful for what we have had, what we do have. Not they're not so much future focused, which I know drives you crazy. But I just feel like that's where they're coming at with this here. Any advice on what you should do to even make your relationship better? Yeah, your focus on where your energy is. I don't think there's any that's not new advice. That's remember whatever you focus on is how you grow and expand. What grows a relationship? Gratitude. Gratitude for what is, what you have had, like we are talking about what they were doing, right? And that's what grows it. Um, Not focus on what hasn't happened, what someone's not doing, or what we think they should be or are supposed to be, and time, patience, or impatience is that I don't have something I think I should have already. That's lack energy, right? So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude about what we have in this moment is so important. I mean, it's what changes life. Otherwise, we start pushing things away. We start focusing on emptiness instead of fullness. Also, the 3 pentacles, being true to your authentic self, allowing your creativeness to come out, nurturing yourself, going back to that my life is my own and I can share it with someone else, but they are not my life. And remembering that, that's how we can better our relationship is making sure I'm staying true to me and I'm not trying to be who I think they want me to be, or our life needs to join together, or you need to become my life, I need to become yours. It's like, no, you get to have your life and I get to have mine, and what we share together, I'm grateful for. But I feel like that's, 2 things that can just continue to grow our relationship. Updates on the dark side? King of Cups. There's this, trying to balance his head and his heart. The 5 of Wands. Hellfire, volcanoes. So it's business as usual. I don't feel like there's a whole lot changing there. They're just trying to balance their head and their heart while maintaining the volcano for now. Um, I just don't I just don't feel this urgency of them wanting to move forward fast in anything. I feel like they're just kind of in the moment, which isn't bad. I know there's no good or bad. But it's like it's it's actually a great place to exist is being in and enjoying the moment for what it is and who we are. But they're kind of it feels stagnant though, and I feel like what's holding them there is fear, a variety of different fears. So um, that's why I feel like they're kind of just. It's like if you're stuck in a firestorm in a fire circle, there's no way to get out of it without being burned, so you stay still. That's a good way to say it. We have perseverance for you, 7777. It says change of perspective, inner strength, wisdom, enlightenment. It says there's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you're on. Reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know what the right next step is for you, right? Again, coming back to you, right? So hopefully that resonates. That's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Sonali Thakur, you are up. This will be the last of the donations. Then we'll get into the free readings. Those will go faster. Those are just 1 to 2 cards. So hang in there, everybody. All right, Sonali, thank you so much for your patience in getting to your reading. And thank you for your donation. And so you want to know the S's current energy towards you. Does he want a relationship with you? All right, let's check in here. What's going on here with S? We'll call his name S because I know I'm going to murder their name and I don't want to do that. You know who they are. Their names are written right there. All right, let's see here. What is happening here? All right, well, let's see. The underlying energy, and this is good energy just to be aware of. I don't feel like this is a message of the future based on current energy or whatever, at least with what we're looking at here. Because the Tower card that comes in here is about trusting that whatever changes in our life, whatever things or people or situations are removed out of our life, are always for us to make space for something that's more in alignment for us, which it's a nice, comforting feeling to know that what is meant for me will never pass me by. And if something's not meant for me, I do want it to go to make space for that which is meant for me, because it's never a downgrade that we go to, it's always an upgrade, right? We don't mind giving up a business, not a business class, what is it called? A coach, seat back in the airplane, the one with the seat that only goes back like an inch because it's right by the bathrooms in the back, and they're slamming the door all the time and all this stuff going on. Uh, You don't mind giving up that seat if they're taking you to first class, right? So that's that kind of energy. And you also have here the World card, which is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. And so we'll see what that comes in here with these other energies. But it's trusting that when something ends, it's taken us on a new adventure. And I know that sounds like they're setting you up for endings and beginnings, but I feel like it helps us with our fear. If I know about that these things are for me and that if it ends, it's all right, then I don't have fear around it, and then my fear energy doesn't meddle with my adventure because I'm not thinking about that, and because whatever I focus on with my energy, I invite in. So if I'm in lower vibrational energy of fear, I'm going to draw in situations and people and experiences that match that. If I'm not in fear, I'm in joy, I'm going to draw in experiences, people, and situations and events that match that instead. So don't, I know it kinda sounds like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna be happening?" But they're like, just I feel like they're bringing up the fears for you so that you can go, "Okay, I can trust that whatever unfolds between me and S, that it's gonna be for my highest experience no matter what happens." Yeah, alright. So let's see here. What are their current energies towards you? King of Wands, they're still trying to figure it out. The King of Wands, there is passion energy there. There is physical, energetic attraction, but it's like the Emperor in that they kind of are trying to decide, clearing the throne room, what do I want? And, what are my intentions? I don't know. I feel like they're trying to figure it out. There definitely is attraction energy there, passion energy there. Let's see what else here. What other is their energy? Knight of Swords. Yeah, still trying to seek clarity here. They're still trying to understand, all that. Let's see what these underlying energies are. Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. So there is thought and emotion energy with the knights. The knights are action. They're questing. So I just feel like there's a lot of inquisitiveness here. They have the Eight of Swords. So again, here we are, both the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Swords, is they're trying to figure things out. They're really trying to gain clarity, let go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve it anymore, but trying to see things differently, looking at you differently. There is movement of this energy, um, mental energy. So where who they thought you were before and were not that they thought low of you, but there's no buts. It's just, they didn't think low of you. What they would normally do, though, is they have all these kind of buckets, and they kind of put people in this one and this, and they have different buckets, just kind of they categorize people, and they had put you in one, go, "Okay, you're like these individuals," and they're like, as they're getting to know you and getting more clarity, they're like, "No, no, that's not you. But you don't belong in this one and you don't belong in that one. I don't really have a box for you." They're realizing you're unlike a lot of people that they've normally have met. And I like that for you. Also, the Knight of Cups with movement of emotion, the Seven of Cups, they have a lot of mixed emotions too, a lot of different emotions. So, this is why I feel like their energy towards you is that you are this unique individual that don't fit in their boxes, and they're trying to understand more about who you are and that as well. So this is the energy. I feel like they're just trying to figure out who you are and what they want, and they're kind of in that unknown kind of energy. Let's see here. Does he want a relationship with you? Well, we got the Seven of Pentacles. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Let's see what else is here. The Six of Swords is moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. It's choppy waters to calmer waters. I feel like originally they were unsure, but I feel like their mind is changing more toward yes, but they're taking their time here again with all that other stuff going on. They're trying to figure things out, but I feel like they're taking their time um, because of all that other energy. They're just like, um, I don't know what I want, but I do feel like with that Six of Swords and all this other energy, it's more leaning towards they're intrigued and they're um, intrigued is a good word. They're intrigued by you and they want to know more about you and get to know you, and really they're figuring themselves out in the whole process too. So I feel like it's leaning more towards yes there, but they're kind of in that growing stage. So interesting, right? Let's see what this other card is here. Yeah. So you're on the right path. And it says, I know that nothing can get in the way of what is meant for me. Wow. So exactly what we were talking about in the beginning. Just trust that whatever's meant for you won't pass you by. So um, enjoy the adventure with them and see what unfolds, right? Because you know that if it doesn't head in that direction, you're like, okay, that's because they're not the one. I have first class coming up if if they're not the one, right? So hopefully that makes sense, Sonali. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. Thank you guys again so much for all your patience and getting to your readings here. Now we are going to begin I have two of my YouTube channel member fee readings. They get priority. So I will do those two first. These will be faster, being free readings, and then we'll start on the other readings too. So let me take a quick sip here. We'll jump in. All right. So, Moonlight 5, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So, this is for your free reading. Thank you for your donations earlier. So, anything about your economy for the upcoming month, July, you feel like you have enough for a holiday at your neighbor's house and a walk to the donut store. Yum. All right. You're so funny. So, let's see here for July. What do they have here for your economy? All right. Well, you do have an endings and beginnings energy because you have the world card, which is a victory. It's the last, card in the major arcana, meaning a change of cycle to ending of something, an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure. And the Ace of Wands energy too, which does tell me, it's changing the old cycle of the approach. We talk so much, I know, about gratitude, and the Ace of Wands is where we focus our energy. And when we look into, my economy, my, funds and abundance and money, whatever, are all dependent upon my energy. If I'm focusing on the gratitude of what I have in this moment and what I have had, it invites things in. It expands my money, my abundance, my economy. If I focus on like I have, I have a lack of money, so I can't go on this and do this, then my energy is saying, I enjoy lack. Bring me more lack. Then it pushes abundance and economy away. So this is saying, July can be a great month of changing mindset, changing the way we approach it and focus our energy. And if you focus on even gratitude, I'm so grateful for the donut store and that I can walk to the donut store and have some donuts. I'm grateful for that sincerely, not, you know, um, you know, sarcastically, right? It's like really truly grateful for it. Then we get more donuts, but it's abundance, focus on what I'm grateful for. And we do. Gratitude journals, at least for 30 days are amazing. Thinking of something every day different that I'm grateful for, not repeating a single thing, just expands it, realizing, wow, I've got two eyes to see. Some people don't have any sight. Even if I have one eye, I'm so grateful that I have one eye to see. Some people are blind. I'm glad that I have 2 ears to hear, or 1, because some people are deaf. I'm glad I have 2 arms. Some people only have 1 or none, that work. And, internet, electricity, cell phone, running water, clean running water, right? Just so many things, and we're just like, wow, so blessed that we are. And that just expands things. So it's up to you. Your economy for the upcoming month is in your hands. Great possibilities of abundance or lack, which it always is available. But I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. Right? So that's what they have for you, Moonlight. So many blessings to you. Right, then Livier Vergara, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you would like a past life reading. All right. So for the free reading, past life readings, they're not as in depth as when we do them on like Thursday nights during these sessions. But we'll pull 2 cards here, see what comes through here for a past life. Let's see what we got here. Like they do with this one and this one here. All right. You have the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. So this progression here, this conflict energy And this Four of Swords, though, just this Native American individuals really coming in here and with this conflict. I have this flash when I saw these cards here together. It is the time of when the pilgrims and those lovely individuals came in and were not treating the Native Americans too well, um, very poorly, and this is the time of I really feel this conflict. It's the time of, you know, um, moving people to reservations, taking away land. It's more not the beginning, but more the when reservations were being created and this time in, you know, America's life that's not a something to be proud of at all. But I feel like you were a Native American Indian and you were part of this in this conflict here. And there is an energy here. I feel like this isn't resting. I feel like this is being buried. There's something about Bear, and I feel like Bear was here in your given name by your tribe. And but you had died in the conflicts. But I even feel here, like in the energy I'm picking up, that you weren't, it wasn't that you were doing something and you got killed doing something. It was people being overzealous that, you were innocent and you just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and they, like a massacre kind of energy. So if you have some of that kind of feeling here, I feel like there's some inner conflict that can be transformed. An old, um, you can relate to that energy from this past life of being unfairly punished for something that you had nothing. It wasn't a choice that you had to make, right? You were just there. And I feel like it's good energy for you to really that will free you from it's like forgiveness if you go into like a do some sort of ritual where you forgive the person that um, had ended that character that you were playing, that it allows this forgiveness to come into this lifetime even more easily because someone killed you. If we can release them and forgive them of that in a past lifetime, what kind of forgiveness can we bring into this lifetime? So I love that for you. So that's what they have for that little mini one for you right now. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully that resonates. You might be like, "Oh my god, I have felt that before," or you had dreams of a massacre. But that's what's coming in for you right now. So many blessings to you and happy solstice. Let me grab some of these free readings over here, then we'll dive in. All right. So up first, we have Benita Bala. So Benita for the free readings. You want to know hello, hello. First of all, so what are Sean's next actions towards you? You feel like he's slowly gaining courage. I like it. You're laughing. Maybe. Let's see what has the energy changed, right? Let's shuffle these up. Let's see what we got going on here. So, what are Sean's next actions towards you? Okay, these two. Well, looky here. You might be right here, Benita, because yeah, the 10 of Wands, which progresses to the Prince of Wands, which is like the page number 11. So there is this progression of movement and energy and passion and action energy that's coming in here. So definitely it feels like something's reaching this culmination that it needs to progress, it needs to move forward. It's almost like it's bursting inside, like, I gotta act on this. I can't stand it anymore. Which is that energy, right? Like the courage, like you're talking about. when our fears outweigh the ugly feeling of not being ourself and doing what we're wanting to do, we don't act. But when the ugly feeling outweighs our fears, that's what we take action. And I feel like we're here. I feel like there is this movement and the sharing of action and passion that's coming up here. July, it feels like a fiery month coming in here for you. And with the solstice and the summer energy, I feel like we're looking at July that you will see this. I feel like they're right there ready to progress. So I do feel like they will. It'll be more passion. It's not going to be a love proclamation, but a sharing of interest and attraction energy. So I feel like you're picking it up. You're like, I feel like they're gaining courage. I think you're right. Right. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Benita. And then Patricia, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So, Patricia, guidance with setting intentions to do some physical purging, release some only items, energy, collecting dust in your sister's basement. All right, let's take a look here. What about doing this here? Right. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, yeah, you definitely have the King of Wands, which is about choosing to act and making a plan and putting energy behind it. And the Four of Wands is joy and celebration, making it a game, maybe even making it a little celebration if you want to do it like it's in your sister's basement. Have you thought of doing like a little purging party? And even if it's just a couple people, and you're like, hey, let's make it a fun thing. Order some food, have some wine or whatever if you don't drink alcohol, um, just make it fun, make it a joyful kind of thing instead of like work. Because when you're like, ugh, you know, and if it's a large amount that you have to do, break it down into like, we're going to do this section only and then do that. If it's too big of a thing, then it can feel like a burden and it can feel like too much. But when we look at, breaking it down into small pieces, then we can do that, right? And then it's like, all right, we can do that. But I feel like make it a party, um, make it some sort of gathering together, and then it can be fun instead of like a chore. So that's what they have for you, Patricia. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. Right, Jennifer Morales, you are up next. Whoa, let's grab your timestamp here. Let's do it correctly, though. There we go. So, Jennifer, so you want to reach out to Carlos, but you're not sure how he currently feels about you and if he will respond. All right, let's take a look here. Let's pull a quick check in on Carlos's feelings based on current energy. And that if you do reach out to him, will he respond based on current energies? Okay. All right. So, how does he feel about you? Well, you have the Six of Cups, which is this past energy that's there. It's past love energy with cups. So there is emotion there from the past. So it's still there. They will always care about you. Will they respond? Yeah, Six of Wands is a victory energy and mutual with six and these sixes. It's flow energy, and with two sixes, it's kind of like you're on the right path kind of energy. So I do feel like there's still emotion and attraction, and it's mutual. So I feel like if you reach out to them, that they will respond. Doesn't mean that I feel like it's important for you to do this to either to learn things or for closure, but it's flowing energy, so there is possibilities here. So I definitely feel like it's important for you to um, reach out because it's going to be eh, with two sixes. It is confirmation that you're on the right path. So I feel like that's a good thing for you to do. All right, based on those cards. All right, that's what they have for you, Jennifer. So many blessings to you. And then faith and love, you are up. And your timestamp was 2/24/24. Look at that. So, hello, hello. You want to go, should you go visit C? Well, with spirit, there is no shoulds. There's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences. So, what we'll do is we'll pull a card. If you go visit C, what kind of energy do you get? And then if you don't visit C, what is the energy? That way you can make a decision on what you're wanting to do, because spirit doesn't want to be responsible for our choices. No. They just honor our free will. And they're like, you guys, from their standpoint, there's just different choices with different outcomes and different experiences, not a right or wrong. It's like, well, what do you want to experience? And we'll see here. So if you go visit them, Eight of Wands, a lot of passion. Rah, rah, rah. There's a lot of energy, a lot, which can be passionate energy and also fiery energy, uh, which could be arguments. I just feel like there's a lot of energy. There's just a lot of stuff that happens, both, passionate, fiery, uh, in a lot of different ways. If you don't go, yeah, you still have the Sun card. This is big passion, big abundance, fullness of life. Um, so out of the two, the Sun card, of course, Major Arcana, it's really one of the top abundance cards. So not going really shines a lot of light on your situation too. Feels more abundant. The other just feels, yeah, there's some attraction, some fire and passion, but I feel like there's also some hissing maybe, because where there's smoke, there's fire. So I would say, you know, that would be a no, unless you're wanting to experience some fire, passion, and hissing at each other. But it feels like not going is more in alignment with your best interests. All right. So this is coming in faith and love. I know, I know. All right. And then Amber, you are up. Amber DeWitt, you are up. Let me grab your timestamp here. So, Amber, a general read, anything you need to know about love. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so general and love. So, general, well, I just put this card back in, came flying back out. So, you have the Sun card, and I feel like generally this feels like summer energy, solstice energy that we're in today, and there is a bright light shining on your life, even into the kind of dusty cobwebs of the corner, bringing a lot to light, bringing a lot in here. It's also Leo, child, self energy. On one side, it's about letting them out to play. It's time to enjoy. Why are we being so serious? Let's get out and enjoy life and plan play dates with your inner child to go do stuff that's fun with you and yourself. Not you can do it with other people, but the focus is you enjoying this experiences with your inner child. And I like this energy because it is shining a bright light on a lot of things in your life. The solstice energy is about this um, endings and beginnings, this growing of things. It's time. It's some good growth is happening here, coming up for this solstice period, which runs today, June 20th. Well, actually, it's June 21st now. Happy Saturday, everyone. June 20th to around September 20th till the equinox, right? So this next 3 months, it feels like it is a time of growth. Um, what you need to know about your love situation is the Magician card. Whatever you focus on is what does grow and expand. And the combination of the Sun and the Magician is important because if I'm focusing on what do I love about my love situation, what am I grateful for in my current love situation, and even what my past love situations, what am I grateful for? You picture it, you feel it, you have sincere gratitude to Creator for it. That grows it. Here's that growth, right? It grows things. whatever we're focusing on grows. And if I focus on what I'm grateful for, focusing on joy, laughter, unconditional love, higher vibration, I get more higher vibrational experiences that match that. If I'm focusing on what's not happening, what I feel like I'm needing or wanting, which is actually lack energy, what I'm hating, what I'm fearing will leave my life. I'm sorry, leave my life, or what I fear will come in. My energy actually invites in what I'm fearing will come into my life. What I fear will leave my life, I repel. If I'm focusing on lack, it pushes things away from me instead of draws the things I'm wanting to me. Gratitude is what draws things to me, not want and need. And I feel like this is what you need to know is that we're taught, expectations, they need to do this, it should be doing this, the relationship, love should do this. And if it's not, I'm focusing on all the nots. Even if there's things that are happening, I'm more focusing on what's not happening. Gratitude grows more of what I'm grateful for. And I feel like these are important things for you. That's what they have for you right now, Amber. Hopefully that helps and resonates for you right now. And that's what they got for you. All right. And then Cat Goddess, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. You'd like to know, what can you potentially expect soon? All right. So based on current energies, what are you drawing towards you, right? Because we can always expect what we're focusing on. If I'm focusing on lower vibration, I can expect lower vibration. If I'm focusing on gratitude and higher vibration, can get higher vibration. And evidently, my dear, you're focusing on higher vibration because you got the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune, these are very blessed energies, abundance energies, fullness of things coming in for you here. So you definitely have uh, whatever you've been focusing on that you're grateful for is being drawn in for you right now. And especially with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like being aware of what you're focusing on and being grateful for, so important. It's like you have this expanded, enhanced, magnified um, manifestation energy that when you're focusing on it, it's coming in big and fast. So that also happens if you focus on fear and lack and lower vibration. So they're like saying, pay real close attention. Whatever you are putting in, you're getting multiplied back to you. So it's very important for you on whatever you are focusing on is coming your way. So, I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, Cat Goddess. So, big possibilities coming in for you. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Victoria Yuba Ramirez, you are up, Victoria. So, let's take a look here. Hello, hello. What's coming towards you this weekend? All right. Let's take a look here. What is coming towards you this weekend? All right. Based on your current energies. Interesting. Queen of Cups, very empathic energy, a lot of emotion, right? She rolls over the cup suit with the king, but also gets a second portion of cups. So she's the master of emotion. Very empathic, connected to a lot of people's emotional energies. But you got the Justice card too with this huge Ace of Swords and balancing energy. It almost feels like there's this, with all this Cancer energy from this Sagittarius full moon and then the Jupiter moving into Cancer, there's this huge emotional flow, which with your empathic abilities, you're probably picking up a lot of emotion. But this Justice card is allow the higher mind, not the human small t truth mind, allow your higher self to help balance that out. See things from a higher perspective. In fact, I feel like this weekend you have a great opportunity to like observe people's emotions and then from a place of non-judgment, try going in. Imagine like someone's soul. Here, I'll use this coffee cup since it's empty. Imagine that um, this is someone's soul. And we automatically, of course, we all have our instinct where when we're on the surface, we pick up people's energies going, ooh, what's going on with them? But we have permission when we're all empathic, we all have abilities. But when we're going from a place of unconditional love and non-judgment, we can go into deeper and understand what is behind the emotion and start letting that knowingness, that capital K knowingness from up above, bring in information about what's behind the emotions. I feel like this is an opportunity to really expand your spiritual gifts this weekend with this. And I just feel like you can even do it in a coffee shop or at the grocery store or just people watching or with friends or family or whoever. Just kind of go, what am I feeling from them? And let me go in deeper and let's see what spirit brings up, not with no judgment. That's the whole thing is we go in with unconditional love, not to find out information to blackmail them later. This is about understanding um, from a place of compassion and love where this is coming from. So I like this for you for this weekend. Not what we expected, but definitely something that is helping expand and grow your spiritual abilities. And I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Victoria. So many blessings to you. Let me bring over here. I might bring over the rest of them here. We're getting there, everybody. Hang in there. And as a reminder, I will post a pinned comment listing the order of the readings with timestamps as well. So you'll be able to find your reading once I'm done with the stream. All right. And then the red thread, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So the red thread, thank you. You, the beautiful voice. You're so funny. Thank you. Your question is, what actions and decision would you need to make to be in a good relationship with the man you love? Oh, wow. All right. Let's take a look here. All right, let's shuffle those up again. Let's just reset the energy here. All right, so what actions and decision? Okay, actions. Nope, 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 nope. Decisions. So what action? Wow. Shine bright. The sun card is not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light, um, but just shining bright, allowing yourself to connect to this play energy, focusing on joy, focusing on gratitude, focusing on this, just shining bright and being yourself. Um, and I like that, so the actions are actions of joy, actions of gratitude, higher vibration, sun energy. Just shine bright, not expecting anything in return. The sun just shines, is themselves, doesn't go, all right, planets, you didn't give me what I wanted. You don't get sunlight. You don't get sunlight. It just shines. And this is what this kind of energy is. It's Leo, fun, play, this little inner child. I don't know if you could see it probably too far away, but there's this little child self here. There's usually a child on this one, they're riding on the back of a moth or a butterfly. Usually they're on the back of a horse, but it's this play and this freedom and getting out from behind the walls and shining bright. And the decision that you can make here, Eight of Swords, yeah, let go of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. Here's the Eagle of Freedom. But these two cards together make so much sense because, like we're talking about, when I focus on expectations on who they're supposed to be in the or just who they're supposed to be, then who they're supposed to be in the relationship, what the relationship is supposed to bring and how it's supposed to progress, who I'm supposed to be in the relationship, all of that expectation sucks the life out of a relationship because we're focusing on kind of keeping score, keeping track, all these things that need to happen. I'm checking them off or circling them because they're not happening. I end up focusing more on what's not happening, what they're not doing, what the relationship isn't bringing me, what I'm not doing in the relationship. And that just spawns and creates more of that. Where if I focus on what I'm grateful for, again, that shining bright light on the things I love about who they are, um, what the relationship is bringing me, even who I'm in the relationship, that expands that and it grows it and it makes it more full of that than lack and that. So I feel like that's the important thing. That is a action and decision to make is I'm letting expectations go because that's relationship killer. Um, ki- expectations suck the life out of anything, right? So hopefully that helps, Red Thread. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Ashish, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So Ashish Bakaran, if I'm probably murdering that every time I say that, I'm so sorry. You want to know, will you be successful in your career and life and love? So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, what do they want you to know here? Okay, thank you. And this one. It's up to you. It's all in your hands. You've got the Prince of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. Both of this is Wands energy, of course, and it's all about where you invest your energy is what grows and expands. Life, let's see, how do they say it? It's like, I don't draw to me what I want or say I want. I draw to me who I am, and who I am is my energy. So if I'm focusing in on um, the higher vibration of gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and play, that higher vibrational energy brings in higher vibration things that match that, aka success, right? Because I'm so grateful for what I have right now with my career, with my life, with my love. If I'm focusing on want and need, if I'm focusing on lack, like my life is empty, I don't have what I want in my career, I don't have what I want in my life, I don't have what I want for love, then I'm focusing on lack and it pushes that further away, makes it more difficult for those things to come to me. So with both the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, it's like you hold, or the Page of Wands, you hold the power within you to draw the things in by focusing in on, career. We can ask once of creator, I would like this kind of career. I like this type of success. Then we focus on examples of what I have that I'm grateful for in my career today, what I have had that I'm grateful for in my career, and then more success in my career comes in, right? Same thing with life and love. We're not, in the back of a taxi cab, or we're not a little child in a car seat in the back seat being driven around by the universe going, you will go where I tell you to go. No, our energy, we're the ones driving the car. And if we thought someone else was driving it, that might explain why we're in a ditch, right? Because we're like, who was driving? You were. I was. I didn't know I was driving. Well, that's why we're in a ditch. Now you can get back on the road and you can take your life where you're wanting to go because you're the creator of your life. Your energy, what you're focusing on, is what draws into your life. So it's all up to you, which is where we want it to be. We don't want it to be in anyone else's hands, right? We want it to be in ours. So hopefully that helps. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Alicia, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you want to know what's coming next in your career? Will you get the government, medical, school for MBBS. All right, let's take a look here. What do you have next coming for your Whoa, okay. Those came out, but I don't think those are your cards. Let me shuffle. Simmer down, simmer down. Probably getting all charged up. We've been doing readings for hours and hours, so we'll refresh them here. So what's coming next in your career? Okay. And will you get into medical school, government medical school? Well, you got the Two of Wands, which is all what's next in your career is up to you. Whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. Will you get into government medical school? Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, which the Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world. And there's this building type of energy that comes in here. So you do have the ability to build this, and when we realize it's not the outside world that controls our lives, and we don't control anyone else's lives, but we can control whatever I focus in on my life is what does build and grow and expand. If I focus on doubt and fear and lack, I get more of that. And there's nothing right or wrong about what we build in our lives, but um, it's just different outcomes, different experiences. And when I'm like, I'm tired of feeling lack or doubt of this, I can change that and I can start trusting that whatever I focus on is what does grow and expand. Sorry, I saw this flame back here. It was like really big, but in reality, it's not that big. See, there you go. I get to choose where I focus my energy. I get to choose what I grow. And um and it's so powerful just to realize how much of our life is about who who we are, not what we're wanting. And so making our innards line up to what we want in the outer is how we bring those things toward us. So, focusing on gratitude for things, asking the creator once for something is fine, but they have a great memory. You don't have to keep asking them for something every day because that's lack energy, which pushes it away, which makes it harder for them to bring things toward us. But instead, if I'm focusing in on like gratitude for thank you for all the success I've had in school before, and I would like to get into medical school, and I thank you for allowing me to pass all these tests in the past. And I'm so grateful for the success I've had in school. And I'm, grateful for this dream I have of being a doctor or whatever you're wanting to do in medical school, to become. And the more you have that in that higher vibration, the more you draw it to you. The more you fear something, the more you draw the thing you fear. Like if I fear failure, I draw failure to me. So hopefully that helps, Alicia. That's what they have for you right now, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Maria Amethyst Celatine, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So you want to know, will Philip or Philippe move from your apartment or will he stay? All right. Based on current energies, will they stay or will they go? Bum, 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 bum. It's an old song. All right. Let's take a look here. What are you choosing to do? All right. Do feel like they will move from the apartment here just because the Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity in the outside world. And the Eight of Swords is a letting go of old mindsets and thoughts and beliefs that made me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. We've got the Freedom Eagle on there too, which is like time for them to leave the nest, time for them to go into somewhere, excuse me, that's more in alignment with where they're wanting to be right now in their life. So I do feel like this energy is moving from your apartment, energy that's coming in. Right. So that is what they have for you there, Maria. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Not sure. Maybe you don't want that to happen, but can trust that whatever is for your highest good um, will always happen, even though at the moment it may not feel like it's for your highest, right? All right. But that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then Ashu, Patia, 1111, you're up. You want to know, does Anush miss you? Does he think about you and his feelings towards you? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we have here. All right, there we go. Boom, boom. So we have the Five of Swords, which does talk about the battle they have in their head, between their head and their heart, and the Death card here as well. There is thinking with the swords that comes in here, in the heart. There is emotion that's there, but it feels more here that their mind more so overran their heart. This endings and beginnings, since it's the major arcana death card, it really feels like they they're not someone who so much looks backwards as they look forward. I don't feel like there's someone who misses people. Not you specifically, just they don't miss people. They're all about what's next. Who's in my life? What's next? Not what's behind me. And I do feel like they've moved forward. I do feel like they think about you, but and they'll always have emotion. We always do. Anybody that we've cared for, it'll always be there. It's just locked away, and their mind, I feel, has moved, wanted to move forward, wanted to move forward, wanted to move forward. They got a lot of fear of failure, and that's why I feel like if they feel that someone's gonna reject them or they're gonna fail some way, they will move on from it so that, uh, like, they're the ones, like, um, that are doing the action instead of someone rejecting them, they will reject it first, if that makes sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's what humans do sometimes. And this is more someone, this energy of, I will, it's like a grass fire that it burns forward and it doesn't feel like it can go back because it's burned all the fuel. It doesn't have anything to return to. And that's the kind of energy that I have in here, um, which is good to know, right? Because if they're a grass fire or forest fire, being burned once is enough. You don't need to be burned again and again. So it is a blessing that they will continue to move on and not come backwards. And so I feel like it's a good to glean what you wanted because you wanted to learn from this situation. That's why it came into your life. You can ask yourself, why did I want this to happen for me? What have I learned about myself? What have I learned about my thoughts and beliefs that don't serve me anymore? What have I learned about defining myself by someone else's actions or non actions, their words or their silence? And how can I free myself so that I don't take that kind of approach into my next relationship? Because I feel like this one, the death card is like, they've moved on, they're moving forward, they don't turn backward, and it's is about more about what you learned about yourself, and how you define yourself and define your worth by someone else's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence, like I said, to bring you freedom so that you can have a different type of relationship when you move forward, right? So that's what they have for you right now, my dear. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Tim Malajem, you are up next. So, Tim, good to see you. So, you fully expect several ex girlfriends may entertain slinging back in your direction. You're so funny. Whom can you expect first? Uh, you're happy and at peace. It always happens that way. Builds wall in preparation for it, right? Getting the sandbags ready for the flood. I swear, disturbing my peace is habby for a lot of them. All right. So let's take a look here. See what spirit wants you to know about this here. So who can you expect first? Right. And the great thing about all that is, you know, once if you have this belief and you're like, "Oh, I'm at peace, this is what happens." Guess what? Your energy goes, "Hey, I really want this to happen." If we can have a change of our, our mindset, then we can look at, you know, uh, have gratitude around that I'm happy at peace instead of putting energy into an old belief that draws in you know, this. So it's more your habit is to disturb your own peace by having that focus on that old thought. But you're the one, no one can destroy your peace. You're the only one that can do that, right? So it's good to know that. Yeah, the Eight of Swords, leaving behind old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. Here's the Eagle of Freedom. So this is about um, that. Who can you expect first? Uh, I would say that let the expectations go, and then you don't have to expect anyone, right? As you change this mindset, then no one needs to show up. Yeah, and you got the Eight of Pentacles. So these two eights is about ready to grow, ready to change the old ways and progression. You put in the blood, the sweat, the tears. So where you're going, they can't travel anymore. Look at it as that you have been in a cocoon, right? All these X's were caterpillars, and yeah, they would come and destroy your little leaf home and eat your leaves when you were a caterpillar, but now you're a butterfly. You are able to fly far above all that. You're able to migrate and fly anywhere that a little caterpillar could never reach. And your desires have changed. You're looking for nectar, not eating leaves. So they're no longer here. There is this flying the coop with this eagle. You're leaving the nest and you're going in a different direction than you were before. And I like this for you. Um, this 8-8, unless you enjoy it and you want more of that experience, then there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to, there's no right or wrong. If you want to experience more of these attempts of these, returns, then maybe 8-8 is someone born on August 8th, and that could be the first one that you can expect. Otherwise, it's a flow energy and you're ready to leave the situation and not have that happen before. Focus on gratitude for your peace, for this wonderful place that you're in, and that grows. I'm so grateful for my happiness and my peace in my life. And just sit in that, not waiting for the other foot to drop or for the piranhas to return. You know, it's like, no, I look at it as you let the caterpillars behind and you're a butterfly that's migrated way far away. Those caterpillars can never catch up. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Tim. But that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Alice. You are up. So Alice, want to know, has Raul seen your Instagram highlight with the angel? What are his recent thoughts and feelings about your connection? All right, let's take a look here. So has he seen your angel post? I feel like it's this one here. And then thoughts and feelings about your connection. Recent thoughts. Nope, not those either. There we go. All right. So have they seen it? No, I don't think they have. With the Hermit card, this is about being really to themselves and hermited away. So I don't feel like they've seen it yet based on current energy. Um, it doesn't look like they've seen it here. Kind of like pocketed away. Their recent thoughts and feelings about your connection, the Ace of Pentacles, is this energy here about new opportunities opening up in the outside world, a new way of looking at their worth and relationship too. And I feel like this is more so, even this, you can kind of see this little kind of this looks like a star and a star, right? It's like, um, and so this thinking that they're doing, that they're away from themselves, I feel like they're kind of pocketed away. I do feel like they're thinking about, having a new connection in the external world, but I don't feel like they're like super putting a lot of action behind it. They're more thinking about it, becoming comfortable with it, but they're in this big hermit. I want to be by myself mode. Excuse me. So, um, it is an interesting energy. I just feel like I'm just kind of sitting in this energy because I just feel, but I'm just sitting there in this energy. I'm not doing anything. And that's what I'm trying to go like, well, what are you doing? And they're like, nothing. I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about what I could do, but not doing anything about it. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Alice. But whatever this hermity mode is in, um, I feel like this summer solstice energy will get them going. But I feel like this Cancer energy has really got him emotionally pulled in. Um, so maybe more so like Leo energy will get him going. Maybe there's some other planetary energies that'll ignite him, but I just feel like they're in this big, I want to be by myself mode. Very, very sheltered, very, very introverted right now. And so, whatever is going on, I just feel like this emotional energy has really got him into this. And I don't even want to feel like they're deep thinking and deep emotional reflection. I feel like they're just kind of like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to, watch movies or play video games or it's whatever, just to mindless. I just want to be mindless. And now I don't want to look at anything emotionally, think anything mentally. I just need to just be like a vegetable. So this is coming in, Alice. I don't know what's going on, but that's what's coming in. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have images, PNG. And I'm so sorry, images. I see that you said you'd love for me to do your reading before I went, but you had like you were as the elevator doors were closing, and of course, uh, donations and everyone else. I do first come, first serve. So hopefully you'll forgive me and understand. I know you will. At least I know you'll understand. Forgiveness, that's up to you. But you're hosting a graduation party on a fishing boat, and you're worried about people showing up, not worried about like drowning, but you're worried that people you invite will bail out on you. Can you tell if people I invite will show up? Let's take a look here and see what the energies are around this here. All right. All right. Got that one, and then we'll give you three since you're my last reading here. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is an energy about just don't walk on eggshells, don't dim your light, don't ask permission. Shine, don't defend. It does like you don't have to defend your actions. Um, and let's see what else we have here. The Ten of Swords. This is about letting the fears go and letting the expectations go. Again, Three of Pentacles. Both the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands are an energy about being true to your authentic self. And, you know, if people do bail on you, um, you know, what's the fear behind it all, right? It's like, well, I want people to show up, but the perfect people will be there for the experience, right? And it's about being true. This creativity, this creative way that you're wanting to do this is very celebrated here with the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. And the Ten of Swords is letting the people pleasing go and letting the expectations go and just being true to you. Allow yourself to, um, to shine. And like I used to always anything like in even doing lives and everything else, there's fear in the beginning, right? What if no one shows up? What if one person shows up? And they're like, well, then that one person is who needed to be there. And you're like, that's true. That's true. Do you trust me? I do. Then just know that I'm going to bring the perfect people that are there. And if no one shows up, then I'm going to hang out with spirit. I'm never going to be alone. But I do feel like here you have nothing to worry about. Um, and especially if we focus on fear, if I invest my energy in fear, people are going to bail on me. Guess what I'm doing? I'm knocking people off the boat energetically. I'm pushing people away. But if I'm grateful and I'm like, all right, creator, I'm so grateful that you're going to bring the perfect people to this, and let me know anything I can do to help. You know, that's the kind of energy that draws, and gratitude, right? Fear just pushes people away. So just maybe a little adjustment in how you're approaching it with your mind will do wonders, both for you and for the outcome too. You'll draw that in. So hopefully that helps images. That's what they have for you right now. And thank you guys again so much for all your patience in getting to your readings. I'm so grateful. And here in a moment, I will post a pinned comment listing the order. Well, not the order, well, kind of the order, but all the timestamps for everyone's readings. All you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right to your reading. I will be back in, let's see, it's almost 1 a.m. here. I'll be back in 10 hours. Oh my gosh, for our Saturday morning, um, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Also, I'm back on Sunday at that same time, and then also tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. If you'd like to join me for more readings, until then, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Why are we being so serious? All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.